Yo, yo, yo. We back with another episode. Let me get this off the screen. Man, we here today, dude. Old friend, long time homie. Getting reacquainted, man. Stepping into a fitness space, something where we actually met each other was playing sports together in high school. Back when everybody was trying to be fit to get to the next level, then everybody let themselves
And there,
go.
man.
Some people stay with it, man, and you one of those people who stay with it. So now we got to introduce the guest today, Trainer Battle, Elijah Battle. Introduce yourself to the pod.
Hello, Pod. My name's Elijah Battle. I'm a fitness specialist, personal trainer, and now personal banker. If you want to open a line of credit, get a credit or debit card, do whatever. I want me to train your kids for football. I train K through 12. That's what I do.
Okay, so you said the banker now.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Shouts out to Collie Taylor. That's my man's that put me
oh
on.
man,
That's what
hey,
put me
hey,
on.
shout out to Khalid, man. U Pike legend right there too. Doss legend right there.
Legend.
One of the homies, dog. Like, so tell more about that banking thing and getting credit. How did you end up getting into the financial space?
I walked into the bank one day. It was the bank that Collie worked at in Shively, actually, and I was just talking to one of the dudes that worked there. We was just chopping it up, and he was like, "Do you got your degree?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You should try this personal banking stuff. Like, you can talk and whoop do whoop." So I'm like, "All right, I'll try it." I ended up reaching out to Collie. He told me it was a good idea. I go through the application process. It took forever, by the way. It took a long ass time. But after that, I had to go to the interview, really like suited up, Taylor suited up and shit with the tie and all, button all the way up. Yeah, that motherfucker got it like a week later. Bam, I'm in training.
Man, black men in banking is something that we need, dog, because we also need representation, but we also need information coming from each other. And if one of us can get in and learn different things, different skills to build credit, actually afford a house, even start a business, we always need to know the basic information. So it's good we brought you on the pod because it's not only you trying to keep people's bodies healthy, but you trying to keep people's pockets healthy.
Mhm.
And I think that's evergreen business right there for you because people always gonna need to stay in shape and people always gonna need their money in shape. So I mean, speak on that. Like, what led you to want to get into fitness in general?
Um, COVID happened. So I played football, ended up not playing my last year because UPike was doing me dirty. So I was like, all right, I want to lose all the weight because I was built like a football player. You feel me? So I figured out how to do it. COVID comes around. I'm making myself work out just because it's just what I'm doing. I had enough people be like, yo, you should get become a personal trainer because I didn't think nothing about it. So I'm like, okay, let me think about it. Give a couple more people say it. I trained a few people. I'm like, all right, let me really take it serious. Senior year, last semester, I apply for the classes. I go through all of that. I end up graduating around the same time that I get my certificate. And now, bam, I'm training.
Okay, cool. So, see, I started out at WKU thinking the personal trainer, physical therapist route.
Mhm.
About 6 months in, I ended up wanting to switch that and just went into the fashion major.
Mhm.
But I did take bits and pieces of what I learned, not only from sports, but what I learned while getting to college doing sports medicine, different things on different things of fitness to where I can let myself go and get back into shape a lot faster than the average person. You yourself could probably go out, like you said, eat some Dairy Queen and then come back and burn all of it right off. So speak on different ways that people who may not have that natural, reload ability in the tuck, people who never really had a fitness background or played sports, how could they start to find the love for getting their body in shape?
It's gonna start with first off taking that first step, going to a gym, going outside, going for a walk, going for a jog, being active with the kids, just taking something little. And if you gravitate towards that, you'll be like, all right, I like this. Let me see what it's like. What do I have to do to see a real change in myself? And it all starts with little different shit. It could be as far as cutting back on pop, drinking more water, waking up earlier. So that waking up early, going to bed earlier, waking up earlier. It can be a multitude of things, but you have to really I don't want to say a switch, but it's kind of like a mindset thing. Like you have to want it. You can't be like, I want to kind of sort of say I want to lose weight. I can't want to kind of sort of want to lose weight. So let me go drink. I'm drinking more water, but I'm not changing my diet. I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not doing these things. It's just little things that tack on each other one at a time, and you have to actually want to go and do it. That's the biggest thing. The discipline. You have to want to actually achieve the thing. Once you want it, the want to is going to make you wake up at 6 a.m. to go run in the morning. The want to is going to, damn, I know I just got off work at 5, but let me go get this 30 minutes in at the gym because I want to see myself do better. Once you get to that point, then everything else will flow.
Okay, yeah, because I checked out recently Andrew Huberman, who's also, he does a lot of work on YouTube. He also works for I don't want to put his college out there, but he's a professor. So he spoke on this, and what you kind of just hits it towards is the growth mindset that he related to is when we teach kids as they're younger, if you always tell them you're so good at this, you're the best at this, they rely more on the result rather than the actual effort that it took to get to that result. So they try to hit easier problems just so they can look like the best rather than going after challenging problems. But if you tell a kid like, your effort, you gave so much effort, you did this, you worked hard to solve that problem rather than just congratulating them achieving the problem, they more so when they got into difficult things, they relied heavily on, okay, I know that I'm very strong when I study for this. So when I work hard and put in these steps, boom, 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 rather than somebody who just picks the easier route because they just want instant gratification. Also, relating back to that, the 6 versus 8 hours of sleep, like you said, some people, you can't be sleeping too much. Like most of the successful people that I met, and pretty sure you probably met, they're like, yeah, maybe 5 to 6 hours, like on a good night. But some nights I don't really sleep at all, and I got to operate at a high level. Because really, we only need about 5 to 6 hours. 8 hours is just a little bit too much.
Kind of excessive.
And then you got people, they wake up, they look at their phone, they scroll while they're in bed. So they really embed another hour after that as well. How could you say that you changed your mindset to where you're more so like getting up earlier, or you want to get something done, or even working in the bank? You can't really be sleeping throughout the day because that's business hours. So how did you get into that mindset?
I'm like put what is it, dangling a carrot in front of myself. So I use, for instance, I like drinking and I like smoking. So all right, I can't drink if I haven't worked out yet. You see what I'm saying? Or I haven't went to work. I haven't done something productive for myself. So let me go knock all this. I'm gonna wake up 7, 6, maybe 6, 7, just depends on the day. Go knock all my productive stuff out of the way. So that way, at the end of the day, I can enjoy what I really want to do, whether that be playing the game, whether that be rolling me up a blunt, whether that be going to drink, whether that be going out the fucking Stooges out the back door and getting me something to drink.
Not the Stooges.
I just went to Stooges for the first time. That shit was mid, but I was just name drop.
The food is decent.
But my man's was hyping it up. Side note, my man's was hyping it up to where like he was like, Stooges got the best wings. Took a shorty yesterday.
See, everybody says that, but I'm a wing connoisseur too. So it's like you can't tell me that, and then I get there and I'm like, no,
like a 6 out of 10. Wait, I had a terrible waitress, worst waitress I ever had in my life, and the food was mid, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So just no Stooges didn't get my money no more. They're not getting my money.
Hey, these are his opinions, not mine.
My opinion.
Stooges, if y'all want to reach out, send the representatives in a box of wings so we can review them right here. Prove us wrong and send them wings in. But finish what you were saying, man.
But basically, doing if I know that I want to do some shit, wanted to be into some debauchery, I make sure I handle all my important shit first, and I don't care how long it takes. I don't give a fuck if I have to go from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. of me just straight working, because I do a whole bunch of different things. But if they got to get done, my blunts roll for me when I get to the crib, and I can enjoy that and kick back and repeat the process.
That is like the carrot dangling in front of you right there. I used to love, like, I'll roll it before work, and then I'll put it off to the side and then go to work. And when shit got harder at work, I'm like, yeah, at least I got a fat one at home. Like when I started training more for MMA, man, like I went through about 45 days of just where I wouldn't eat before 12 and I wouldn't smoke before 12. I would just drink liquids and work out and exercise, shadow box 30 minutes, do cardio, calisthenics and stuff just to get my body in shape. I ended up losing 25 plus pounds in that 45 days. And it was like my mindset was completely different. I felt refreshed because what my problem was, I slipped into smoking early in the morning. Like if I woke up at 7, 8 o'clock, I'm smoking by 8:30, 9 a.m. And now before your body fully wakes up, you already in a cloudy space. So it's like we also have to figure out ways. I know some people it's gonna be a little bit harder because even food becomes like a drug, like to where people get into the routine of eating certain foods over and over, or they live in a neighborhood where they're passing up the same type of food places. So it's like it kind of gets difficult for some people to even, get back into this mindset. So what is one thing or one vice you may have that you have to struggle with on your journey to getting better?
My fucking diet.
Mm.
People always be like, I guess I don't know what I look like to somebody else, but they be like, you look good. What's your diet like? And I'm like, I eat like shit. My diet is fucking atrocious. I just know how to work my body. I know how my body works. Everybody should learn how their body works so that way they can, adjust to that. But my biggest advice is diet. I don't eat vegetables. I just started eating grapes last week. The only fruit that I eat is a fucking apple, and that may be like 3 a year type deal. So like my biggest vice is diet. And that's the biggest crazy. That's the biggest thing I can.
And fruit's kind of crazy because you've been hearing a whole lot that people say there's so much sugar in fruits, and we've been lied to, and you can't eat too much fruit.
You can't. So okay, I will say you can't eat too much fruit because fruit has why it's sweet. It does have natural sugars, and so you can, don't get me wrong, eat fruit. Just know if you're eating only fruit and then you're expecting to lose weight and you notice that you gain a little weight or plateau,
fat,
it's because fruit is natural. It's natural fruit. So like, it's natural sugar. So like, yeah, like it's gonna have sugar in it, no matter what fruit it is. It just is a thing.
So it's more so you got to figure out what works for you, but there is given things that breaks it down, but not even just in the fitness realm. It's like things in your personal life, or how do you deal with stressors that come not even just in the fitness world, but even maybe in banking? How do you navigate and solve these problems that you face on a day-to-day basis in a healthy way? And how do you end up doing it in a negative way sometimes?
The healthy way is I take problems one step at a time. Like I take every day for its single day because I can't live for yesterday and I can't live for tomorrow. I can use today to prepare for tomorrow, but I can only live I'm with you right now doing this interview. And it's my reality right now. I'm not driving up the E-way to get here. I'm not at anywhere. I'm right here doing this. So I just handle my problems one at a time. So if I were to say banking, if I got 50 people in line, I'm taking it one at a time. And that's like the healthy way I think about it. The negative way is to shut down and be like, fuck all this shit. And just that my negative, like my toxic is I'm shutting the fuck down. And you're gonna see it in my face that I'm like, bro, I'm uninterested. And I try to I've learned to be professional from college and even from high school. So you'll never really see me too much out of character, but my face is gonna give it away. I'm still gonna do my job, but my face, my mannerisms might, all right, this motherfucker's annoying me type shit. Like you gonna see it in my face.
You're learning to compartmentalize, basically. Like we had a teacher in high school, it was like sophomore year. I believe she was from Barbados or something. But no, Miss Gray. She was like the computer teacher or something. Like it was the black lady glasses.
I know.
Yeah, that's her name, Miss Gray. So she had one day, she would talk with the little monitor, like it was a speaker clipped to her thing, but it would go out to the speakers in the classroom. So it sounded like God talking to you at all times in the classroom. So when she called you out, everybody would hear it at once. But one day she got into it with a student in there. I wouldn't say she got into it, but the student got an attitude with her. So she responded. She was like, I know you going through whatever you're going through, but you have to compartmentalize. I may be going through a whole lot at home, but I have to come to school and I can't show y'all what I'm going through. So you have to do the same thing because we're both here with a job to do. And, it took us getting a little bit older to realize, like, bro, if I just did this and that in school, I might be here and here rather than, we didn't really know what we was doing at the time. And we know it, man. A lot of people brought their emotions to school and try to get it out on everybody else.
Not like they didn't teach us emotional intelligence. And the thing with that is, so some people in high school really had it, but they might not even have known it. And some people really didn't. We went to a school where it was ghetto because a lot of people didn't have emotional intelligence. Like they're coming to school with their home problems and making that problem serious when in reality, we don't know compartment. Well, not even us. But like people didn't know compartmentalize. Even like I gotta separate all my things, and they gotta have their own individual cabinets and folders. They can't all come into one. You don't grow like that. You don't gain anything from that at all.
Mm-hmm. So explain your college experience, because I know it was a little bit wild and for me. But what did you have as an experience in college that made you go, you know what? I could go down this path, but I'm about to go try this right here.
Shit, colleges. I went to 2.5 colleges, and each one was fucking
2.5 colleges.
Yeah, I went to University of Findlay, is where I committed to out of football out of high school. I left there since freshman year. Went to Mount St. Joseph for 2 weeks for camp. I was up there eating, by the way. I was up there chewing them niggas. I would have been all American if I actually got to stay. The niggas was expensive as fuck. So then I had to go to UPike. I didn't have to. I chose UPike because I was following Collie and Gucci and really didn't know. I got 2 friends, Collie and Gucci, but I was following them. They had just got a ring, and you feel me? Like I was like, all right, I'm cool. These are my peoples out there with the walk. College was a roller coaster because of Findlay. I was in Ohio and Findlay, and I'm up here at Ohio State. Bowling Green. I'm close to Michigan. I'm in Toledo, bro. Like I'm over here, like in all these places I would have never been if I was in Kentucky. So that shit was fucking wild. Yeah. Then Mount St. Joseph was kind of lame because you feel me. I was only there for 2 weeks, and I'm struggling. Like, damn, I left my cover in the car. My granny's from moving things, so I didn't even have a cover for that 2 weeks. I'm sleeping on the sheet. So I'm like, damn, I'm about to.
Oh man, you thugging it.
I'm over like, damn, I'm finna get kicked out, and these motherfuckers, like, and I ain't got no cover and shit. Then at Mount St. Joseph, niggas was so the upperclassmen thought they were cool. They tried to come in and like little boy us type shit. They don't know. They don't know I'm the same age as them. I'm a grown man. They thinking we're freshmen. They tried to come in, literally open our door. Bro, get the fuck out, eating my food and shit. Like, bro, who the fuck are you? What the fuck do you think this is? And I swear to God, the next day I got it on my phone. I put that nigga on his ass because he pissed me off. I came on a slant and rocked this fucking world.
Hey, it got kind of busy at WKU now. Niggas was getting robbed in the dorm rooms. Like it was wild down there for a little minute, but we ain't gonna get into all of the negative aspects. But even with that being said, you had to go through things to transition to where you got to now. Mm-hmm. You know, you had to put a couple motherfuckers on their ass to get to the point you're now. Even with me playing rugby, like, you know, when we was playing, I had got joined in the rugby because I seen a dude on Twitter say he was on the rugby team. And I was like, man, I didn't even think we would have a rugby team at this college. Yeah. So I go out to practice and I see like, all right, they ain't wearing no pads. They full blown smacking each other. And it's for 80 minutes straight.
Soccer game.
So I'm like, I'm about to join. You know, I was a defensive player. So I'm like, I'm about to join. The next thing you know, smacking, you can hit people, get up, hit them again, take the ball, run and score. So you can go from a defensive player to offense instantly. So that excited me. And then it gets your cardio up. Now you're around more people who want to work out. And that was kind of it really relieved a lot of stress from me because kind of like you, if you got to run certain people on your team that you gravitated towards and they made the experience a little bit easier and better for you. Like when I first got to college, the first week, I didn't really know too many people. That I didn't think I knew too many people, but you end up seeing over the week, everybody you knew from the city starts popping up. You start seeing some people from high school you didn't know was going to be there, but y'all not really as close. So it's like you by yourself a lot more of the time than having to re-meet new people and get out there on the scene. So it was a stressful situation. So what we do is we usually go back to, okay, I know team sports, so let me go find a team of some sort. Or I play football. I've been wanting to play at the next level, so let me try to do that. Because when we were in high school, bro, like one of the main things that got me to college was the want and drive to play college football. And then once I got there, I was like, I don't even really want to play football no more. I kind of want to do something else. So I walked out of the football meeting at WKU, and I ended up seeing a dude on campus that played rugby. And he was like, his name was Dez. He said, yeah, bro, come to practice on Tuesday night. So I went out there, and then you see everybody trying to play flag football intramurals over there, you know, thinking they're going to get seen by the coaches on the football team, and then it don't usually work like that. So I'm like, bro, let me just play rugby and see what happens. Long story short, we end up getting the conference championship. You know, I built lifelong friends in it, you know. You got the ones you don't really gravitate towards, enemies, stuff like that. but then you still leave with that college experience that was a little bit different than people who never went to school. So it's like you lived at an accelerated pace for 4 years or 3 years, 2 years, however long you was there, rather than people at home. They still
live. They like the life they were living from like high school. It kind of just is now, unless they did something. Even they could be working and shit, but
college, it's still high school friends,
like,
it's still high school activities. Like you're doing the same thing, just like a little bit more adult.
Yeah, and that's it. You can honestly tell somebody that went to college, and even if they for more than 2 years, I'll say that you can tell somebody that went to college and gave it a try versus somebody that didn't go to college at all. And it's just in the way y'all interact. It's really crazy. You can really tell you what school. I can ask you what school you go to just by talking to you and being like, okay, I know you went somewhere just because of the way that you are.
And if I ask you what school did you go to and you say a high school, oh man, I feel like you never went to college.
But I can't judge you for not going to college.
But some people just get information a different way and they still successful. But it's also like some people just didn't want to try. And that goes back to the effort of like you get a harder problem and they don't want to do it. They go after the easier problem. We kind of give them that in the school system, like, okay, you're not keeping up in regular classes, go to these classes. If you're not keeping up there, go to this class.
Just enabling. We not even understanding that this shit is gonna follow you in the real life. You think it's high school, I can chill, be like today's school, I'll not give that much effort. That's gonna translate into your adult life. Because after you graduate, you're an adult, especially if you don't go to school. You're really an adult. I don't give a fuck if you live with your parent or not. And you having those traits don't really track well into adult. They don't transfer well into adult. Like then you learning these things as 28, 35, 40 that you could have learned at a younger age and prepared yourself.
It's like YouTube. A lot of people ask me like, how do you do this and that and that? I'm like, if I don't know something, I'll get on Google. I'll go look it up on YouTube and then practice it over and over until I know it. Like even with working on cars and stuff like that, my dad will give me pointers here and there, but more than likely I will get it off the internet because a lot of people don't know how to search nowadays and find information. That's why I wanted to bring the podcast, because there's even people who are going to watch this on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, that are only watching it because me or you was on it. They don't really know what we're talking about exactly, but they're going to watch because of us. And if we could pass off that information to them in some way, like, yeah, bro, you could just make this setup in your living room and start recording, and eventually you're going to get better at it, and you're going to learn how to speak a little bit better with people and get information from them, and by way of giving it to your audience, and that increases your value. And once your values increase, you're going to start seeing, maybe a box of cereal right there they want me to promote, or clothes. People want to send you clothes all the time. That's happened a lot. A fragrance line, like a fragrance company hit me up to do fragrance business, to make a cologne. So like different things like that. I want you to speak on financial stability and how people can achieve some level of success that you may have seen others do or yourself has accomplished.
Financial stability. First off, the first thing I can say is don't go blow all your money when you get it. You have to have money to make money. That's the one thing I can say. And it's easier said than done, but part of our culture's problem is if we want to live this lavish lifestyle that we see other people living, so we get some money, and instead of doing something to invest with it, there's plenty of ways to invest your money. But instead of investing your money, you just go and blow it on some shit because it's some right now. You go get a watch, you go get some shoe, just something that you don't need that's not going to bring you any type of value that depreciates when you buy it. So for financial stability, I would first say don't spend all your money when you get it. If you get a lump sum, try to put some to the side and figure out how you want to invest it. Go talk to somebody at a bank to see, hey, I have X amount of money. What can I do with this to make money for me? And save. Saving is crucial because you never know when you're going to need your savings. We are all 1 or 2 checks away from being homeless, put on our ass. Most of us are.
Yeah, so mostly everybody.
So you have to figure out how to get the money in first off from different sources of revenue and save. Also, find more than one stream of income. I don't give a fuck if it's a side hustle and you doing fucking nails and toes. You sell socks. You got to find you a second source of income. There should be no reason that your bank statement only has in the green twice a month. you have to find something that's going to bring you money outside of your 9 to 5. Or if you even have a side hustle and you need more. You have to find a way to get more streams of income consistently into your lifestyle.
Okay. I mean, I pretty much agree with you on that whole front there. I think you're supposed to have at least 7 streams of income to be wealthy. And that doesn't necessarily mean you got to run 7 different businesses. You know, it's just 7 different ways money's coming in. And if you can achieve that, you're going to hit some type of, well, not even some type, you will achieve financial stability if you got that type of money coming in legally. We'll speak on that.
I'm saying if you won't sell your weed now, I'm not gonna tell you don't, which we can count that as a stream of income. We go put an asterisk by it because
you're gonna hit a different plateau right there. The plateau is prison.
Yeah,
no scamming, bro. Like only legal ways of getting up. Which I had to go through that the hard way myself going to college, bro, and getting involved in the bullshit. And then it transitioned to, you know, having to rebuild everything else. So now it's like, I wanted to try my hand in all the creative things that I know I can do rather than, you know, go to the easy route because I know I can do that. Go to the things that cause me a little bit of stress and things I have to learn and get used to, which is why I wanted to get to the media thing. You know, and talking to different people and bringing them on here. Like when you first asked, so what is your podcast about? And I'm like, really, there's nothing that it's kind of about. It's kind of just whatever we want to talk about that can bring any information or shit, even just bullshit and shooting the shit. Because like some days I'm gonna just be in here smoking or whatever, or sitting and drinking. I got a whole concept of where I want to have guys and guards where it's just we sitting wearing suits smoking cigars by an open fire type deal and we just talking about whatever is going on, you know, just a classier upscale look to it as well, but just really just shooting the shit like people would. Like, what do you do in your life today? Like, how do you feel like it's impacting you? But so what are some of the ideas that you may have for your near future or different things that you got your eyes set on?
My first thing is I want to move to Ohio. I want to move to Cincinnati. That's like my
Ohio.
I mean, I swear to I hate Ohio State people for that shit.
I swear, when we went up there, not to cut you off, but when we went on that visit up there, it gave me like that big university feel. And when he was just yelling that out, because see, I grew up a USC fan, so it was hard watching Ohio State. So it was like, but I'll go here. It seems like something.
I'll go here though. Don't get it twisted. That's just wild.
But the things you got your eyes set on.
I want to move to Cincinnati. That's my first thing. I know me. I don't usually have a lot of goals and shit. So I'm actually in the process of setting goals right now. Like for instance, I want to become financially stable, which this banking job is going to allow me to do. So I want to get financially stable and then see, all right, I got enough money to have to decide now what can I do with that money to make me more money? Because I like doing a bunch of different shit. I want to go harder on my fitness shit, and I want to find another stream of income as well. Besides I do a bunch of shit, but I want to dedicate my time to another stream of income that I want to really sit and focus on. I am in the process of figuring out what it is right now, though.
Okay. So, yes. It could be one thing I do give people is like the information that you do learn, even with this new banking experience that you're gonna learn. Start taking notes, writing down the different techniques of different things you learn, or the ins and outs maybe of transactions, how this is processed in the bank, how we evaluate how you get the mortgage back loans, or when you come in here, this is what happens when you open a checking account. Even small things that can help make you more influential in the banking community. Even going and reviewing videos of people telling about this is method on this and this and this about the banking system and the things you learn that maybe coincide with that and agree with it or disagree with it. Like everything could be turned to content and then monetized from. And everybody's leverage at their job can be increased if they monetize themselves outside of the job. So if you're somebody who in the financial space, you know, you get acquainted with your job, you start learning different things, you move up, you just finding different people in the financial world to talk to, or they come through the bank, or you meet them outside, you could start your own platform where you just come and talk to them and you ask them questions that you want to learn, but in return, it gives it to an audience as well.
And they learning as I'm.
And once you learn and more, and people can they can see over years or however long you do this process that this is all he's done to get to where he knows what the fuck he's talking about. And if they were to try and hire you somewhere, it would cost more money rather than some dude. Yeah, y'all might have went to college the same amount of time, but in the financial space, I'm more known than they are. And people, if I got a 500,000 subscribers and millions of views every month telling you this about financial markets, this about stocks, this is about what I learned, this is how to transition yourself from being somebody who doesn't give effort to giving effort, being physically fit. You are the brand. So it's like, then if they see that, they can't just come and hire you. It's a partnership thing. So it's like that could be something that you look towards, is just figuring out ways to get what you do learn on video or on audio to where you can spread that to other people. Maybe just even coming on here multiple times and shit and coming back with whatever you learn next. That helps me and it helps the audience, like I said. So it's like I want to get more, not even just on that, hitting the hard hitting questions, nigga. Just like, bro, so doing the fitness shit, bro, it's a lot of bitches in there too. So with the TikTok era of exposing men in the fitness world, how do you feel men now got to navigate in the gym spaces?
All I'm gonna say is, if she has a tripod, don't walk up to her and talk. Because at the end of the day, I'm a nigga. I'm sorry. I'm a man. I go to the gym. Fuck what you believe. She know what she's doing when she wear those shorts and that crop. She knows her body. She knows what she looks like, and she knows. I don't give a fuck what anybody's gonna say. She knows. I'm gonna look at you. Now, staring is where you get out of hand, touching where you get out of hand. No wild shit, but just as far. You came to the gym to be looked at. You came to work out and be looked at in that order. I'm gonna look at you. Just be safe, but don't do no weirdo shit. Don't go try to sniff a butt. Don't go try to scrape.
That's wild.
Like I've seen shit. So don't do anything crazy, but it's okay to look. I'm not saying she's asking to be looked at, but like you look good. Like I'm gonna go look at you. Let me just maneuver safe. And if she has a tripod or camera, please don't walk up on her.
Yeah, don't even walk past.
Don't even walk past. If she's on this bench and you right here, move down to the next bench so she can't say oh my God, what is this creep? We don't do that shit. Real niggas don't do that shit. So that's my advice on that.
So I have also been getting a lot of people asking at work, because I talk about MMA or whatever, or even just working out in general at work. And then they start to ask questions like, how do you gain weight? Like, I want to figure out how to bulk up and gain weight. So give them some tips that I can go and show them this clip on how they can gain weight when they're working out and trying to get bigger.
You're trying to gain weight, you have to be in a caloric surplus. So that means you're eating more calories than you burn. So your body doesn't have enough time to break all this shit down and it gets stored. Usually gets stored as fat, which usually gets stored right here. You don't get to choose where your body stores the fat. So what I would say is, you want to be in a caloric surplus. You want to find out how many calories you burn a day versus how much activity you do. Do the math on that. And then try to eat more calories than you burn in the day versus if you work out. If you don't work out, now you got calculators for all this shit. Mm-hmm. And my best advice is to make sure that those extra calories you eat are mostly protein and good fats. You got to know your micros and macros. If you want to know more about that, that's what you hire somebody like me for. Mm-hmm. But in the grand scheme, like, you can look this shit up and do it on your own. You want to know your micros and macros, and then you want to eat X and X of a surplus of this shit. So if I burn 2,000 calories a day, I must say I'm trying to gain muscle. I'm going to eat 2,500 calories a day. And that extra calories are going to come from some source that has high protein and good quality fats in it.
Mm-hmm. So that would be like chicken,
rice, broccoli, fucking avocado toast, whole wheat bread, fucking yogurt, just shit like that.
Yeah, because I mean, that's kind of similar to what I relate to them, because I mean, clearly you got to eat more than what you burn.
You have to eat.
But it's like some people think, let me just go eat a bunch of burgers. That's the dirty bulk.
Like, that's going to be cool. Hear me out. You're going to gain the weight you're looking for. You're not going to look like what you want to look like, because it's going to be shit. You're just putting shit into your body and it's going to go right here. And you're going to gain weight. Be like, damn, bro, I got bigger muscles, but my gut's getting big. Yeah, because you're eating bullshit. It's nothing like it's what's the word I'm looking for? Like there's nothing calorically good in the food like that. Like
It's almost empty calories.
that's what I was like. It's empty. It's not even. It is empty calories.
Mhm.
Empty calories are just you burning the calories that you could have used towards something good for your day.
Mhm. I mean, that's pretty much like how I view it. But sometimes people don't want to hear it from you; they want to hear from somebody else. So it's
You can
like
show them this clip right here of a nigga.
the clip.
I do this workout shit. I am telling you. Look, run that clip back. Or don't remember what I said, but I'm telling you, run that clip back and listen to that. I'm not gonna give you no bad info.
So what's something that you wanted to say on the pod, or maybe you want to get off your chest about life or what's going on, anything that you feel that you want to get out there, and why do you feel like you have a message? What about you is different? What about you is going to be next level?
I don't see myself as a too much of a different individual. I will say that I want people to live for them. And like I said earlier, live every day for the day that it is. We get caught up in a bunch of different shit. We'll wake up today thinking about some shit that happened yesterday. I'm thinking about some shit that's out of our control. I take every day for what you can and really control what you can control. Control every situation that you can be in that you can't control, and don't put yourself in situations that you can't control, because that's when anxiety happens, and that's when you just start to get to thinking shit. You want to control as much of your life as you possibly can, while also knowing your life is not in your control, because we don't know when we're gonna die, and it's just like Death Note. You ever seen Death Note? It's an anime.
Oh, yeah.
So they got the times on their heads. You don't know when you're gonna die. So live every day for what it's worth, because you really don't know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, it's kind of like hour long memories is a blessing and a curse, because even with certain animals, they don't remember that long in the past. Like they remember the negative energy, maybe as far as they know when predators are lurking because it's naturally in their senses, but they just don't remember. Like sometimes, even with dogs, like dogs have a longer memory, so you might go a while without seeing the dog and they know who you are, but then there's certain situations you go too long and the dog never remembers who you are and they might bite the shit out of you. So it's like people, we remember who bit us when we were children, and you go 60 years into that remembering and you constantly recurring these old memories that you built up. And I feel like that's what starts to deteriorate us, is if we only harp on the negative memories, and that starts to transition into what we do day to day. You know, the people we meet, we start feeling weird about new people. So how have you kind of like put the things that happened to you in the past to the side, to where now you thinking, okay, I want to just kind of be a good person. I just want to do good for myself. Like essentially that's how I am. I'm like, fuck it, bro. I just want to live and get out there and leave a legacy for my child to actually expand on, rather than just be another name that went by the wayside in our family. It's like shit. Even your name Battle, it's like shit, life is a battle and shit. That's what I'm built for. That's my
That's
name.
my last name.
So it's like, how did you put these different things, maybe trauma or negative people, how do you kind of put them to the side?
Focus on what you got going on. You don't me personally, I don't I focus on me and my daughter. If it's outside of, I don't have a girlfriend or anything like that. So if it's outside of that, then I don't have to seriously stress about it or focus on it. Anything outside of me focusing on what I have going on to making sure my daughter's okay, those are outer layers that I can choose to deal with or not deal with. I can't choose to not deal with my daughter. That's me. I can't not take care of myself, because I have to wake up every single day and do what I have to do for myself on a daily basis, no matter what the fuck goes on. So I wouldn't even say compartmentalize. We don't focus on the other shit unless you choose to focus on that shit. So yeah, we focus on what you want. Focus on you. Focus on what you need to focus on, and don't let outside shit derail what you got going on.
A lot of times we do let people distract us and get us off our focus, even in relationships. Like sometimes they may do good things for you, but they may not be the best for you when you're trying to transition to your new life or to your new purpose. So sometimes we got to reevaluate that. But like you said, you're a father. How did that, go from being a young dude on the rise to where now you like, okay, I got a child. How do I transition to being a dad on this journey where you're also still learning how to be a man? because my son's 2 right now, and I had to go through that myself where I'm like, okay, I can't really be as wild as I want to be or like respond as negative as I want to in certain situations or be as violent in certain situations because it's like I know how it's like to not have a dad as much around. So why would I recreate this cycle here? So it's like, and even us as black men, especially, we gotta figure out a way to break these cycles and break, you know, the predetermined roles that we're gonna have in life and say that nah, we're gonna do something different. So how did you transition into being a dad or the things that you still working on to be that dad that you want to be?
First off, shouts out to Catalea Rose. It's her birthday today, actually.
Okay,
So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Leia. And what it took some time because you got to keep in mind when I had my daughter the 22nd of 2015, July. I left the 27th to go to Finley to go to camp. So like as a kid, first my whole focus was football.
2015.
2015. I ain't playing.
So your daughter about 7, 8.
She 8 right now. She just turned 8 today.
Dang.
Yeah. So like
you daddy.
I'm a father to a kid, not even a child. He's a kid going to 3rd grade. It was a transition because at first I was like, you feel me? I fucked this. To keep it full disclosure, I didn't really care. I want to play football. But then like, time you get older whatever year and every day you get wiser. It was like, damn, I need to be taking care of my kid because it's nobody else's responsibility but mine. And even to this day, I'm still like, what more can I do? Because I don't want to, my dad was a good dad, but I want to be better than him. And then I want to be better than what she expects because shit, I'm my only daddy. I want to give her that good role. So when she meets somebody later, you feel me? My daddy already did this for me. Like I'm at least accustomed to this shit because my daddy did this shit for me. You feel me? So it's nothing new. And every day I'm just think of something there. How can I be a better dad? What can I do? Whether that be getting her more because she doesn't live with me, whether that be calling her, whether that be whenever I do get my time or we actually learn something. We go do some shit. We go create a memory. If you don't live with me, so I don't get to see you every day, but every time you see me, you're going to have a memory of what you did with your daddy, whether we went to the park, whether we went to go get ice cream, we could have colored together. We do nails, we do makeup, we do all this. You go remember what your daddy did with you. You feel me? That's what I guess what I got to do. And I'm just thinking every day, what more can I do to fulfill that need?
I feel that way for certain, especially with my son, bro. He's 2, he'll be 3 in February. But like even now, when I start to do different things around the house or working on the car or anything, he's starting to get more into it. He goes and finds the tools and tries to drill stuff in, or he has his little play tool set. And even when his bike catches he breaks his little chain or whatever, he's flipping the bike over thinking he's really doing something. So it's like he's starting to learn. So it made me realize, like, okay, I gotta actually, even if I don't want to do it as much, maybe I need to show him this pathway, because what if he wants to do it later in life, but he never saw it? Like there's some people that can't change their tire. There's some people they don't know how to check their oil. And it's like, just because you don't want to do it as an adult and you don't want to live this life, sometimes you neglecting your kids from being able to see certain aspects of life. So it's like with him now, even with the tool thing, he sees the negative stuff that I do too. So when I get mad or I yell about this, I start to see him, mirror me when he responds to things. So it makes me like, okay, let me not get off like that around him, especially. And maybe I need to change that as a person in general, and his mom tells me that all the time. They're like, he's starting to scream now because you be getting loud too. And maybe I just think it's my regular voice. I'm louder, but it's really to him is screaming. So it's like, okay, let me change this aspect and just reevaluate and do something more positive. So like when he sees me doing push-ups, he doesn't hesitate to jump on my back and just say, go. Like when I do pull-ups on the back deck out here, like he makes sure as I keeps doing them and he'll point to them. I'm like, go, jump. Like it's funny. He only knows about 10 words, but some of those 10 words are like, go, jump, do it, go. He starts doing push-ups. So it's like, once I start seeing that, it made me happier as a dad and a person, because I'm like, okay, I'm helping train like the next generation to come up, the young one to come up. And what do I want him to be like, or even to have experience with? So it's like, you know, we learning right now, even being younger dads and shit. You started before me. My son was born in 2021. You was already years into the game. So it's like, even having a kid going to third grade, that's still like, whoa, bro.
I remember Miss Maddox was my teacher at Jacob Elementary. I remember I was at Wheeler. Miss Anderson then went to fucking Jacob. I know my third grade teacher right now. It's crazy how
I didn't go to third grade.
Really?
I went from second to fourth grade. So yeah, I was in like a split class, not to cut you off, but I was in a second, third grade split class.
Mhm.
And then I went to a different school the next year and they told me, yeah, you're in this fourth grade homeroom. And I was like, I don't know how.
But-
And then I go in there and ironically it's another dude in there. His name Justin Dunlap. So I'm Justin Dunn. I'm like, maybe she got us confused and put me in there. Tomorrow I'll be in the regular third grade class.
No.
I finished out the whole year in this class. So I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to be in here. I didn't know that they had moved me up. My mom didn't even really know.
Damn, so you just there.
Yeah, so I went home and told her, I'm like, yeah, I'm in fourth grade this year. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm in. They told me I'm in fourth grade. And she's like, all right. It just went with it.
Yeah, you're in the fourth.
But that's why I was always younger than everybody in the class that I was in. Like, really, I would have been in like y'all class or something, you know, like 2014 would have really been my graduating class, but it ended up being 2013. So that's how I went to college at 17 and I was really supposed to graduate at 21. So it was like, it was all set and planned for me. Then I get there, start smoking weed, start seeing the hoes. The next thing you know, you start playing rugby, big parties, and then you like
you WK,
5 years later, you like I still got 20 credit hours or something like that left. Even to this day, I still got like 20 credit hours. I'm like, bro, I'm 50,000 in debt.
Might as well finish this shit.
Yeah,
I will say that is part of the reason why I actually continue college. College fucking blew. I told you I went to 2 different schools. It was cool, but like the schoolwork was never hard, but school is not fun. It's one of them. I literally told myself, I think my freshman or sophomore year, I said, I'm already in. No, it was freshman year because I remember you got to know the keys, fast for all that shit. I'm already 20,000 in debt. I might as well finish this shit.
We taking the full refunds and everything.
I bought a car.
We don't even know.
I shouldn't have did that, bro. That was a stupid.
Bought the pack. Bought a car. I'm buying guns.
Can I get one bit of advice? When you go to do your FAFSA and shit to go to school, please don't get the maximum shit. Please get what you need. You got to pay all that shit. You have to pay every dime back
every dollar
with interest because interest is fucking high and they waxing you. Please don't think, oh my God, I got
Joe Biden ain't gonna save us from that.
He's not saving, bro. You did not get a free 5 bands. You're gonna end up paying 7 bands when you get. Please don't be dumb like that and don't get the full maximum shit.
I knew one dude who he was like when we was talking about our refunds about to come in. He was an RA working the desk, and he was like, "Nah, bro, I never touch them refunds. I always put it back on the loan every time I get it. My parents just put it back on the loan." And I was like, "Nah, fuck that, bro. I need that 3,600 right now." Not knowing that. Bro, I'm 50K in debt after 5 years. So I'm like, hold on, 50,000, bro. Then you start calculating, what do I got to make per year to where I can pay this down? And I'm about to pay it for 30 years. And if I'm not working in that field, it's kind of like you just took a 50,000 loan that you didn't use. And even now, when you get into the banking space, it's like, they'll more likely give you $50,000 in college debt as a loan rather than giving you a $50,000 business loan.
I just watched the man get the client for a $10,000 loan, quick loan. Like it was a real quick process. I watched them get the client in a matter of minutes. But I swear to God, they gonna give you 50 bands to go to college easily. Mm-hmm. Don't go to school if school is not for you. That's my second biggest thing I could probably
more likely trade school or just some secondary level to get you some skills.
Bro, go learn how to cut hair. That's a trade. Learn how to do nails. That's a trade. Learn how to do HVAC. That's a trade. Fucking, you can learn how to do lawn care.
Yeah, septic. I work for a septic company as well. Ain't gonna put that name out there, but even it got me to thinking about renting out porta potties.
You feel me?
'Cause
All
I'm
this shit. Vending
bruh,
machines. We live in an age where there's so many ways to get. But don't let anybody tell you need a 9 to 5.
in the digital world is coming up too. AI, Web3.
Like,
You got go get you a tech job to where you just got to learn a couple of skills to learn how to write code.
You learn how to code is one of the biggest things you can learn right now. Please learn how to code. I wish I was read, nigga, read. Ain't that what they said on the Boondocks? Like, bro, like just read. Coding is so big. Like that shit. We're in a technical age, bro. Robots are acting and thinking with emotions on their own. If you can learn how to code, you're gonna be a 6 figures every year, no matter what you do for the rest of your life.
Even prompting, they say that's gonna be one of the next big jobs. And prompting, all it is you can ask AI the right question to get it to answer the right way, rather than when people get on ChatGPT or whatever else, they just what is the universe or how do you describe this? People who know how to prompt well can ask it 4 different questions and one to get it to give you the right answer rather than because it's still learning. Sometimes it'll give you wrong information if you ask it the wrong way. So it's like if I ask you the certain way, it'll come out. Even with AI generated art, it's like if you put make me a girl, a Japanese girl holding a flower, it might give you a distorted image. Her arm is all long and fucked up. But if you put photorealistic 4K image of a Japanese woman holding a sunflower in her right hand and anatomically proportionate to the natural human body, 8K resolution, high definition photo. You send that to the AI, that motherfucker is coming out crispy. That's a whole different job now. Is figuring out how do you ask the AI the right questions. Because look at the movie I, Robot when he kept asking the hologram like, what do I do? What's going on? The hologram will tell him, you're not asking the right questions.
Ask it the
I don't know how to answer you. Dudes died and these are pre-recorded. So if you don't ask the right question, I don't know what answer to give you. Because that's what we're doing now, even with YouTube or whatever else. When you can type in half of the name and it gives you the full name, it had to randomize and guess it and give it to you. So it's like just finding different shit to get yourself to the next level. But before we get out of here on this time, and we're gonna have you back on this motherfucker too, just give some ending connotation, ending advice, whatever you want to say. Hey, whatever you got.
What can I say? First off, if you want to reach me on anything, you can follow me on Instagram at BJ_FIT. Closing regards. Be a good human. Be a decent human. You don't gotta be a good human. Most of us aren't good people. Be a decent human. Don't take your days for granted because you don't even have a full 24 hours in a day. You got to sleep for fucking 6 to 8 of them. So do something productive. Go touch grass. Go hug a tree. Go be nice to somebody today. That's all I can say.
And we are out of here, man. Like I said, this is Lone Wolf chilling with Trainer Battle, Elijah Battle on his next battle in life. Gonna make it through. We out of here. Make sure y'all check him out. Follow him on Instagram, IG, whatever he gave y'all. Make sure y'all follow me. You already see my username down there. That's the same thing on everything else. We're going to have this shit on whatever network it end up on, but y'all going to get that shit somehow. But we out.
Peace.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. That shit's fine. I ain't never been on a podcast before. Would you record them?